Okay, YouTube. Today I want to talk to you about Desean Jackson and a reunion with the Philadelphia Eagles. I find it interesting that the Eagles always seem to be doing the same things with different players. If you remember, most of you probably do, maybe you don't, I don't know. But about 15 years ago, Jeremiah Trotter left the Eagles and went to Washington, played a couple years, came back to the Eagles, and helped the Eagles to go to a Super Bowl. And then they lost to the Patriots and all that. But he came back for a few years, and it just, with the Eagles, it always seems like they repeat the same thing over again with just different players. And they never seem to learn from their mistakes. Maybe, I'm not trying to say that bringing Desean would be a mistake, but what I'm saying is they always seem to repeat the same things over and over again. Good, bad, whatever. Now, as far as bringing Desean back, I have different feelings about it. On one hand, I love what Desean did with the Eagles. I remember him returning that punt with 0 time on the clock to beat the Giants. I remember everything Desean did. But Desean Jackson is not Alshon Jeffries, right? Now, I was surprised how many of you were up and psyched about Alshon coming to the Eagles, and how many of you actually view him as a better receiver than I do. But Desean's a little bit different, because Desean is pure speed. Now, I want a guy with that speed. I love that speed about Desean, right? But he's 30 years old. I mean, do we really want to sign a guy who's 30 years old? I mean, the one thing about Desean that they've always said, and I've always agreed with, once he loses a step, he's not the same guy, because that speed is what kills. And he's so small, when somebody in a corner and players can play with him and keep up with him, even just one step closer to him, I think he's a goner. I think he's going to get hurt. I think he's going to get beat up. Now, I would bring Desean back if the price is right. I'm not paying him over $8 million a year. I'm not. Okay? I'm not doing it. And I think it's an impossibility to bring Desean Jackson and Alshon Jeffries back at the same time, right? So let's say the Eagles go and they sign Alshon Jeffries. You can pretty much be assured they're not taking a wide receiver in the first round, even if the guy's there. The way the Eagles function, they're not going to go and pay that position Alshon Jeffries money, which would have to be top 10 money, I believe. And then let's say they could get Mike Williams. Mike Williams, Alshon Jeffries, never happened. They would never put that much money into one position. I don't believe that. That's just the way the Eagles are. They would rather pick the position instead of the talent in the first round if they're already paying over the price for that position. So, I don't know. I don't think you can have Alshon and Desean. If you told me I could get Desean Jackson for $7 million a year, and I can get, let's say, Mike Williams fell to the Eagles in the first round, somehow, I don't know, I'm just saying an example. I would rather have that than Alshon Jeffries. I would rather have that than Alshon Jeffries. Now, I don't know what Desean's going to want. I think the chances of him coming back to Philly are remote. I think it's a good thought. It's a nice thought, but I don't think it's realistic. I do think the Eagles are going to make a play for Alshon Jeffries. I do, and I think it's going to be a mistake. I mean, I will get excited that he's there and all that stuff, but I would like to target a wide receiver in the first round, and I'd like to make sure that I'm not overspending before I get to that position to pick him. But we'll see what happens. So my thoughts on Desean are too much money, too old. 30 years old is not old, but for what we need for us to be good and when we're going to be ready to make a run, he's going to be too old. One more thing. Next week is coverage of the Combine. I will be doing updates, telling people who I like, what I see, different positions and different guys I think the Eagles should target. I'll also get into the NFC East teams as well and players that may fit their team. So be sure to check that out next week and look out for it. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching my video.